in this world. It's just, I couldn't think of a more exciting, I guess exciting is the best word, position to be in during this space. It just seems like it's the most fun. Like there's people who are building and they tell me their schedule and I'm like, bro, that sounds fucking awful, honestly. Like some of the busy work that goes in, like the tedious work, similar to like editing for us, I guess it would be. For me, it's like it's okay because I'm like editing this product that's going to go out there, that's going to help my business, and it's going to help everything. So everything's like a self-fulfilling funnel in itself. But if you're like, I don't know, there's some jobs that just sound miserable, or there's like like people who I've talked to, like founders of projects where they're like, dude, I fucking hate my life. Like I did not know
Look,
what I was signing up for.
all jobs are miserable. I think it's a credit to you the way you perceive it. It's all about how we perceive the laborious parts of what we do. So
Right,
even though your thing is a really exciting industry, NFTs, crypto, Web3, like you just said, there is still laborious tasks that you then, when it's something you have to do, you find boring, whatever, you then say to yourself, but hold on, this task is actually allowing me to do something I love, put
right,
content out there that's going to further my brand. That's all your perception of it. And that can be, and that's a huge credit to you, and continue doing that. And I do the same, but that can be applied to any job. You
right.
could be a bricklayer, and instead of looking at a
Mm,
shit, another heavy brick, I'm building something which is going to be a home for
right, right.
people. They're going to raise their children. So that's a brilliant life lesson, Cade. In general, no matter where you are, try and perceive it differently if you can. I know it's easier said than done, bro. And
Right.
there's days where
Well,
like
I love making
yeah.
content. That's like the big one for me. I like doing content. I like all the things around it, especially the filming part. That like I used to have like a landscaping company when I was like in high school. It's just me. It wasn't like a company. It was like just me doing landscaping. But I remember when I would do it and I was like weed eating and I was like, fuck, dude, like I do not want to weed eat or edge this fucking yard. Like this is not what I want to do. I don't want to mow this yard. And then like I would finally get started. And after like 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, it's not so bad actually. And like I'm looking at like the work I put in, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I'm like, all right, I kind of want to see what this looks like at the end. And then it wasn't so bad, but it was always like leading up to doing it. But you're right, that perception is huge, you know.
But I think that people have to realize out there that it's a rare thing to be able to do what you love, and it's not something that everyone has in their grasp.
Right.
And for me, honestly, like if you take someone who, let's just say, a month ago was not able to support his wife and child, and then you give him a job where he's picking up rubbish, and now he can put food on his table, he is going to enjoy that job of picking up rubbish. And
Yeah.
I think that people are so busy looking for their passion, and I think it's important if you can find it, but most people don't. And I think that you can walk around with huge pride no matter what your job is, a toilet cleaner, a sweeper. If you're making food to put on your table through legal means and you're supporting your wife and child, you should be proud of what you're doing. And I think there's all this airy fairy, love what you do and do what you love and you never work a day in your life. It's absolute bullshit. It's difficult to achieve anything amazing, and just be glad that you've got something and try and look at the best in that if
Yeah.
you don't have any other choices out there.
Yeah, two things there. One, a lot more people could have what they want if they would just spend 10 minutes being intentional. Like I've found that intentional effort somewhere just leads to so many fucking good things. Like if you have an intention to do something tomorrow, you write it down on your notepad and you do this and you do that and you're looking forward to it, you prepare for it, it's gonna come to fruition. It's just gonna work. When you're intentional about it. Like there's something really, really fucking powerful about like your energy or the universe or whatever that comes into play when you really put your attention into something and you focus on it. Like with my website, I focused for 5 hours straight, got it done in the middle of the night because no one was talking to me. I just wanted this thing to happen, and the next night it happened like that. And then the second thing is, you're exactly right. When you're struggling and then you get an opportunity to do anything for a little bit, I think it's okay. Like this is something I also learned was it's okay to like work. Everyone does work. And I remember Alex Hormozy said, he was like, what am I going to do when I'm retired? He's like, I'm just going to like work and I'm just going to make more money too. And he's like, maybe it's not so bad that like we all work, and everyone in the history of humankind ever since the beginning has worked. And that's just part of it. And maybe it doesn't have to be so bad and sucky. And you're right. Like when you come from a shit place, like when the online business was becoming less of a main hustle, becoming more of a side hustle, I had a decision to make. I was like, well, I also want to be social. There's this bar backing job I want to do. It's not particularly like that glorious, but like it's fine. And now I go in and I fucking love it. Like I love the job. I love the people there. It's fun. I get to get out of my NFT head. I get out of the apartment. I get 10,000 steps. I get free fucking food. Like yesterday, I got like a shit ton of free food that I took back. and it's a great thing. And I'm so grateful to go in every time because I get a chance to come
But
in,
that's the
get
point.
consistent income, and have
You're
fun.
grateful, yeah. The way you're perceiving it, there's no ego. You're working. You're working as a bar back at the moment to build up to a bar so that you can be out there. But in the end of the day, there's many people, Cade, that would not have taken that because the ego would have gotten in the way. And
Yeah,
you've taken that, and not only that, you're looking at all the positive and you're enjoying it. I know that there's a lot of people that visualize greatness and put intentional efforts out there, and unfortunately it doesn't come to fruition for everyone. And I
yeah,
think I think it's like almost like, oh, you can become anything you want, and people are trying, and it's not always like that. Some people can, and some people, there's a lot involved,
yeah,
yes. Put in the effort, visualize it happening, be open to opportunity, but you can do all of that, and sometimes it doesn't come to fruition.
yeah. Or it just
Yeah,
takes
and
fucking forever. It takes 10 years or something. It takes a
yeah,
long, way longer
but what
time.
happens if you've got to put food on the table in the meantime for a
Yeah.
family?
Then you got to do the shit you don't
Then,
want to
then
do.
you do what you need. But I'm saying a step further: do the stuff you don't want to do, and look at it the way you're looking at bar backing.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing, turn it into a.
Yeah.
This is noble. I'm cleaning the street for a better cause, and that is to not be a thief, and to support my wife and my child.
Right.
And that is noble. That is
Okay.
noble. You just by doing that, you better than half of the people in the world.
Okay. I
A
mean,
lot of people
there's
would
things
just,
you can do there that
rob a
like I
store.
yeah, exactly. Like you can practice things. Like I practice social situations all the time because